I messed up, babe. Hold on. Let's just go here. Welcome, people of the world. We have Methos from Wolf Brother Hobbies. So he's here to help us because we could use some help anyways. He's a good guy, and we really support him. Matter of fact, um, bear with me for a second. I do believe I have Methos's YouTube channel link there, so you guys can subscribe to him, and we're going to push that again for you, Methos.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you, podcast listeners. We appreciate you. That's one thing, Mythos, that's interesting is the audio part of it is actually getting far more than I'm accustomed to. So that's pretty nice on the audio, and people are listening. That makes us feel good. But we thought we'd just do a show with Mythos here because he's a longtime family member. We adopted him, although we didn't tell you, Mythos. So, but
I've been informed. I've been informed.
You've been informed? Oh, did I send a process server? Hello, Telemachus. How are you, sir?
Telemachus.
We're just going to hang back and chit-chat with Mythos and you guys for a little bit today.
Well, I'm painting.
Ashley is painting her knights, yes. So, Mythos, your show starts 7 p.m., right? Fridays?
Hi, baby.
7 p.m. on Fridays. Most of the times, I've been at work a lot lately, and I've missed a lot of shows. But.
Yeah, you got to work, though. Unless you become independently wealthy. Then don't forget us, because, it'd be nice to go along with you to the beach. And
You're not getting my coffee, dog.
what the dog? We could send Beth to you for a week there, Mythos.
She'd be eating
She'd
out.
probably
at a
love
house
your
at
cat.
home.
No, she'd be all right. The only problem with her is that she likes plastic. She tries to grab and has grabbed some of the miniatures. I don't know why. Because I know she's not playing with them. So
I wonder how she'd get along with Commander.
I don't know. She's not a vicious dog. She just likes to. She wants to have company. Yeah, she always wants company.
Come here, hon. Up.
She's like, why?
Come here.
She's just staring at Ashley now. So Mythos, what have you been doing on your wonderful channel? Let these other people know we watch you, so we have an idea. But your channel is about a little bit of all hobbies, ain't it?
It's a little bit of all hobbies. I do talk a little bit about video games on my channel. I do, when I'm able to dip into card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, I do enjoy playing that and to bring it up a bit on my channel. But it's a lot of Warhammer for the most part. And then some other games I have painted BattleTech on my channel before. But yeah, it is admittedly mostly Warhammer, and most of it is, as you know, in the form of a live stream on Fridays where I just spend some time talking about the hobbies that I enjoy.
Well, we just want to get your show pushed out there because you're fun to sit and listen to. You're a good guy, and you generally are just honestly enjoy the hobby. So, you know what I mean? There's some creators I've seen that are doing it for money, and others are just doing it because they enjoy it. So you enjoy it.
Absolutely.
That's our problem. We enjoy it too, and it's hard to stick to one particular game. So we're a little bit more crazier than Mythos. He knows a lot more on like Warhammer. We'll play it, but I don't know what you know.
See, for me, it's the other way. I find it easier to stick to mostly one game because I have a hard time taking in the information to learn other systems. So I just really focus in on the one system I understand.
That's what we should do is try to. Whoa! You just lowered my chair, or something. Sorry, people. I didn't shrink magically. The chair just went down.
A likely story.
Yeah, I think we try to do too many games sometimes, so we've been trying to condense things down like the Warhammer and Fallout, and maybe stick with some tanks. But Fallout's been very, very fun to play too. So
I do. And I honestly, I think that's why I end up dabbling in some of the other games, like the 60 or yeah 60 parsecs. I'm dabbling in right now. I'm interested in Fallout. I do also have the Halo game. I end up dabbling because I end up watching some of these other content creators like yourselves that inspire me, like really get me kind of playing the games.
Well, you have mastered Warhammer, so you now can dabble. See, because I was watching a guy yesterday on TikTok for a little bit, and he's brand new. He just started in Warhammer, so I kind of got on there and said hi. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm fairly new. I've only got 67 games in this year," and I'm like, "67 games? Ooh." He's playing the guard, so he's having a hard time against some of these other factions like Tau and stuff. But I was just impressed. I'm like, he considers himself new, and he's 67 games since January.
Yeah, there's two ways of looking at that. New as in time wise, like a lot of people who are like, I've been in this for less than a year, or new as in experience, and they probably feel like they're not matching up to they're probably new time wise, but even though they have a lot of the experience of 64, I think they still fall in that 1 year. And then as opposed to some others, maybe like yourself, who've experienced Warhammer for a few years now, but your number of games is still kind of limited.
Yeah, I have not hit 67 Warhammer battles. I mean, so I was pretty impressed. I chit chat with him for a little bit, and he's getting kind of down on himself. I'm like, man, you got it once you get it down. But he was just more upset that uh, Games Workshop nerfed stuff, because he just started at 10th
Oh, for
and he
sure.
just went to 11th, and then
I've been through that morning cycle many times especially it's funny because like it feels like right about the time that I finally get around to painting something I've had for a while, it's like that's when it gets hit by a Nerf bat or removed from the codex overall. I can't tell you the number of times where like I'll have freshly painted a model that I've been meaning to get around to for years. Is like, and we've removed this character from the codex. Like, no.
yeah, that or it's he was talking about the model he bought, and before it even he got it, they nerfed it. He's like,
Oh,
it's like they hyped it up so you'd get all these pre-orders in, and then
Yeah, by the time you get it,
I'm like,
you can't
no,
play it.
yeah. I said they
yeah,
got
yeah.
their little bit of a business model. Oh man, this model is leaking everywhere, Ash.
Which one?
Just leaked on my memory card.
Oh, yeah. I mentioned a similar thing like that for the Imperial Guard on one of my news segments where I think it was Commissar
Yeah,
Commissar Yark, who I have a model for back here. And Yark was one of those that was like you pre-order it, and then before the models like actually reaches you, they announced it. Or for it was like, oh my,
There's
oh, God.
holes.
it's nerfed before you get it. Yeah, get all that hype going and get the sales, but uh, he's a little bit different as far as Hello, walkabout. How are you, sir?
Wag!
Uh,
Walkabout. Good to see you, buddy.
he had all these glass cases behind him, just filled with models, like
Wow.
Marvel models, all your characters, um, and all this stuff. So he had a really cool like collection going on. But I just thought it was interesting that he considered himself new
What the hell?
with 67 games under his belt. I'm like, I've been in it for a couple of years and I don't have 67 games, maybe 2 dozen games
I have no idea
at
what's
best.
going on. Because this one's
Okay.
leaking too. And cracked.
It's because of the
It's
heat.
the
I
heat.
think it's been so hot and muggy that even in the house, when you do your printing, even though you got the weep holes in it, it's still leaking resin.
My AT-AT cracked. And it's leaking. I finally printed myself an AT-AT.
No.
The whole chest basically snapped out of him.
Yeah,
So I don't understand. Unless because I have the weep hole and I hollowed them, there's not enough resin in there, or solid resin now. Because my little Grogu is not leaking at all, and he's solid. So I'm wondering when you go and put the weep holes in, it doesn't mess with the stability of it.
See how
Yeah, we just need some
walkabout.
more cure time in general.
Maybe Ashley should just stop 3D printing things. No, I didn't get hit that time. I like walkabout. He's all hi Ashley, hey ho.
Because you kept complaining that you never got saying hi to. So now he's saying hi ho.
Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work I go. Yeah, I sing that 5 days a week. Although I think you're working more than me anymore now, Mythos, because you're gone all the time.
So some days it comes in spurts for sure. Some stints I end up working much more.
That's just because you don't want to spend any of the gold bars you got hidden under your bed, right?
I wish.
That's what it is. You're
Yeah,
saving them
there-
for a.
there's no being a Warhammer fan and having hidden gold bars under your bed. There's no such thing.
That's true. That's true.
And he's doing the 40K. We're doing 30K, and ours are still expensive.
Yeah, you get a lot though for your money, so I'm not complaining about that. Well, we do 40K too. I haven't done anything with 11th edition. I'm just kind of waiting for it since it just basically came out recently. I just kind of want to let it settle because you know what? I don't really want to go buy a codex and then have it be no good 2 months
No,
later. And they tend to do that, so they sell more books. So I don't know. We'll see. I like 10th edition. I'm at least used to that. So what are you? You're doing 11th edition, though, aren't you?
so I actually have not yet got in a game of 11th edition. I've not been home a lot of weekends since 11th edition launched, so I haven't had a chance to really hang out at the game store and get in that 11th game and learn. But I'm hoping sometime soon.
You'll have to let me know how that goes. Hello, Johnny. How are you, sir?
Did you say hello to Charles, too?
Charles?
I take that as a no.
No, I didn't see Charles. I'm sorry, I didn't see Charles in there.
It's all right. I did.
Oh, I apologize, Charles. Ashley will take it out of me. I'm glad you're doing good, Johnny. We're just we just wanted to do something different and talk with Mythos for a little bit and chit chat with him.
Hello, guys. Oh, and just to clarify for your listeners, me mentioning that I haven't even played 11th yet. Uh, Greg is very complimentary with saying that I'm a master of 40K, but I'm not very good. I have a very low win rate. I just do it for the love of the game.
You do it. You know a lot though, because anytime
I do to love you,
anybody
kid.
brings something up, you're like, oh yeah, and you're relating back and forth the stories and lore, and so you got a lot of knowledge.
Well, we appreciate that, Johnny, that you finally got a moment to tune in to us.
Yeah, Linster there, he's got a physical store to run, so that's got to take a lot of time. We don't have a physical store to run. We run into physical stores and spend money. But,
Well, that's a lot better than the other way of running into physical stores. So,
yeah, you drive by and there's a car in the window. I've seen it.
40K deal.
Well, we were. Telemachus says just skip the mess and play 11.5. Yeah, that'll happen shortly, I'm sure. It never fails. You got to kind of let it settle in a little.
oh, for sure.
So I was out today with Crystal and Keegan, and we did a few things, and then we went to a mall, which is basically an outdoors thing, fishing and hunting and boating and camping. And so I was just joking Keegan, and I said, man, I'm surprised because Ashley walked off with the kids and said, I'm surprised you're not over there with that new Warhammer stuff they got in the toy section. He's like, what? I'm like, no, you're okay. You don't got to worry about spending money on that here.
That happened to me. There was an old timey toy store here in town that is like they sell a lot of old timey candies, and they still have your pick mix bags that they sell by the pound and stuff like that. And
Oh,
then
cool.
around the candy section is just this massive, like, kind of old school toy store. and they had a bunch of like old boxes of 40K. I went in there for the kids. They had a bunch of old boxes of 40K there that were on like a 50% off clearance, and I
Oh
was
my
just like,
gosh.
my wife's like, "Did you see the Warhammer?" I was like, "What?" In a toy store. She's like, "Yeah, right over there." And so you
Like,
guys know where I spent the rest of that day.
excuse me, I have to make a call to see if they'll raise my credit limit on the card. 50% off. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there were like some quite a bit older kits, but I mean 50% off, you just can't beat that.
Well, yeah, yeah. Telemachus says mall. What are those? I'm telling you, the malls out here are full. They're always full. They just in Iowa, they just like them. So, but this mall has Shields. I don't know if you know what Shields is, but it's massive. It's a 2-story, massive outdoors thing. But I mean, they sell everything: golf clubs, you know, bikes, and everything to do outdoors in all categories. And it's a 2-story store, and that's just one in the mall. It's so big; it has this giant artificial tree, and uh,
That's pretty cool.
they sell coffee too, Black
Oh,
Rifle coffee. So you can buy that there, and it's massive. And then the rest of the mall, of course, is your normal mall stores, and they're just busy, man. They're just busy. We got to get Telemachus out to a real mall. I don't know what he's around malls that are dead or something. I don't know.
the malls here in town, like, well, the closest one, anyways. It was kind of dying off for a little while, but the last time I was there with the kids, it looked like they've kind of just have started revitalizing it. So that's pretty cool. Got a bunch of new stores in where there was like some empty stores before. So it's
Well,
good because my youngest likes to hang out there. So it's good to see that some money's being put back into the mall.
yeah, I think some of it is buying online is a convenience, but people kind of miss that going in the store and looking through stuff.
That would be our
You
generation.
know, yeah, but still, people like to do it. I mean, so, but Telemachus says too many people. Yeah.
It's so weird. So I think for me, it's like a hyper focus thing. In general, I prefer avoiding the store and not just looking through everything until it comes to things like Warhammer and other hobby stuff, paints. And so if I get into it, especially, I travel for work. So anytime I'm in a new town, I try and Google where all the hobby spots are. And then I want to go in and explore new stores and stuff like that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with
That
that.
would be fun, though. I mean, but I'm kind of with you. If I'm going to the store, ask Ashley. I have a list. I'm just going to go in and get out. I don't ding around. If it's an outdoor store, with the stuff I'm interested outdoors wise or hobby wise, then that's where I'm looking through stuff.
Even when we go to Shields, you pretty much know what you're looking for, so that's kind of where we go, and then we're gone. You're not one to sit and just talk.
Now I'm the other way. I have ADD, like bad ADD, and so I tend to. My brother jokingly refers to me as shopping in concentric circles, because like even if I have a list, my brain will just like fire off randomly, like, oh, I need this, and I'll go to one side of the store, and then my brain will be like, oh, I need that, and I'll go wander off to the other
That's
side of the
me.
store, and
That is me. I can go in for 2 things, and it'll take me an hour.
That's because you see something which reminds you of something else, which that
yeah.
reminds you of something else. And so you're not really crazy. Your brain just has a very organized filing system. Like because I'll do that. I'll sometimes do that where I'll go, wait a minute, we're talking. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember I got to do this, or that. So
I like how your quantifier for you're not crazy because I do that, and I
that's
know
right.
I'm not crazy.
And no, Mythos, I don't take my word for it. I take the voices. They tell me I'm not
Oh,
crazy.
okay.
See,
Oh, so
so if it was just me, that's one thing. But
it's always good to have that second opinion.
you have like 12 opinions. Don't choke on your coffee. So Tilbika says I make one circle around the store. If I forget something, I leave it for the next time. Yeah. Uh, well, Anyways, some of us are. I don't want to be normal. I like where I'm at in life. The normal people are. They just don't have as much fun.
Normies, what's up with that?
They're boring. Yeah. So you gotta be a hobbyist because really those people. And you know what? It's like the other day. I told you I talked to that guy, just a random guy, but because it was just about the hobby, it was just he was just very polite back. You know what I mean? It was. I haven't really run across cool bad hobby people. There's some gatekeepers, but I mean I haven't really ran across anyone that isn't friendly or nice for the most part. I don't know.
That's good.
Now, if I forget something, I go to the next damn store. Because I'll go and I'm like, I know I'm missing something. Get about halfway home. Damn! Now I remember what I forgot. And hit the closest store.
Just remember this piece of advice that Keegan sent me. He says, if your girlfriend or significant other is angry, buy a Warhammer Mini. They will still be angry, but now you have another Warhammer Mini. So, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Me, if it was our relationship, you better be bringing me home a
Yeah,
Warhammer.
she's like, I don't care if you buy something, bring me home.
I better get one too.
Charles says the two stores closest to him really don't have anything he's interested in. Some comics and miniature stuff, but not he wasn't going to waste gas to go and maybe find something. True. I try to support the local hobby stores. Like I said, we have two of them. Unless if I'm going to save $10 or $20 buying something online, then of course I'm going to do that. But if it's within a few dollars, I'll just still go to the store and try to help them out. But sometimes the hobby stores are significantly more than what I can get online. So
Something I have kind of built over the last 2 years maybe is I will go hang out at the Warhammer store, even if I'm not buying it. Honestly, most of the time when I go there, I don't have any money, but I go because I'm either sometimes because I'm hoping to pick up a game, but honestly, just the reason I started going specifically to this store out of all the hobby stores in the area
Okay.
was because I met most of these guys that hang out there on Saturdays at a narrative event that I went to for 40K, and so I got to know them over playing a few games. And so when I go, it's actually just kind of like hanging out at the shop, talking. I mean, we'll start off talking Warhammer, but we'll talk about all kinds of stuff.
yeah, so it's just some good interaction. Out of the two stores, we go to one the most because they do hold like gaming sessions. They do a lot of like Magic and stuff like that, but 40K is their next thing. So they have big 4x6 tables set up that you can just use to game on and store terrain. And almost every time we go on, at least two of the three tables will be taken up. There's always people there playing. So um, it's kind of a nice little social atmosphere, which is what sucked when the whole COVID thing came through because you really couldn't hang out with people. And so people really miss that. And I've noticed since then, that store has just increased it's just been more packed. There's always just more people there now than there was when I used to, go in there before. So I think the other gamers just like the social interaction. You know what I mean? So
I agree. I think you go there and because you stay there for the social interaction. I feel like more people are willing to come out of pocket there instead of just to support where they're getting their social fix in, instead of just going and getting a cheaper price on Amazon.
absolutely. And this guy, he's got like sells drinks, energy drinks, and soda and stuff. So he's making side money on, just snacks while people sit there, and he lets them right like two stores down, two little stores over is a pizza shop, and then there's a taco joint, Taco John's. So you'll go in, but he lets them bring food in and sit at the table and game and bring snacks in. So it kind of makes it like you were just meeting up with friends at your house, or
That's
there.
awesome.
So he's got pretty loyal clientele there, um, and I think that's just pretty cool.
And I don't know if a lot of people still kind of talk about like unspoken table etiquette, but I find that a lot of people do kind of go through, and hopefully, like future gamers, kind of stick with the unspoken gamer etiquette of you pay where you play, and so like if I'm taking up if I'm taking up the time of the tables for 40K or Yu-Gi-Oh, wherever I'm playing, I always try and make sure that I buy at least one thing, from there to make sure I'm supporting the establishment that I'm spending time taking up their real estate.
Yeah, because they gotta pay a lot for rent, man. Rent for them is expensive. So of course rent's expensive everywhere, but store rent and insurance and all that. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good thing. Like Linster's got a store. I'm sure he makes it really comfortable for people to come into.
Oh, I bet.
And if you do that, you're correct. You're going to have repeat customers.
And I know you also do the pay where you play since you do a lot of gaming at the coffee shop. And we
Yeah.
all know Greg is not walking into a coffee shop and not buying something.
No, no, that don't happen. No. Even if I have to stand on the street corner with the sign that I'm a broke hobbyist for a few hours first, and of course, Scooters knows this. When we go in there, there's 4 or 5 of us. We're going to be buying coffees and snacks, and sometimes 2 coffees, depending on how long you're there. So, but in return, we get a nice little conference room that's free. They enjoy us being there, and other people have workers come up and look through the glass door there, and sometimes come in and stand. They just want to see. They want to see what's going on.
Yeah, we took
'Cause-
Star Wars one time.
Yeah. Yo7 says, greeting. Anyone else hobbying while listening?
I am.
Ashley is. She's painting her knights.
Yeah, 'cause I gotta
Methos,
get
you
on
were
up on the
painting some
table.
stuff the other day there.
Yep. I thought about breaking out the paints to try and chip away a little more at these guys, but I don't think I'm awake enough at the moment to multitask. I literally just got it from a nap like 15 minutes before we were supposed to meet online. So
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. I had made sure to set my alarm to be able to come hang out with you guys.
I still can't believe you forgot. Oh, I know there's something I gotta do.
Hey, since we arranged that, I've been at 2 strikes. Okay, things have been crazy. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess technically it was 1 strike, but over 2 sessions.
Yo7 says, glad you're all here today. Well, we're glad you're here too, sir. It's nice to see everybody. So, yeah, life gets pretty hectic, though. I mean, you know how that goes, Mythos. You just
Oh, for sure.
sometimes and that was one of the reasons we decided to do the first and third Sundays as opposed to every Sunday. It wasn't like this a couple of years ago. It just wasn't crazy like it is now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, you guys, I think, can see that. I talk to people all the time and go, what's happening to time? I used to be able to do da da da, and I don't. So it's hard to come up with the time to try to do it. And painting, Mythos, to me, when I sit down, I want to have the time to finish something, and I got to kind of be in I don't know, the mindset to do it. So, because I enjoy painting, I like to sit and paint. It to me is very relaxing. Um,
You still lose.
I still lose. Yeah, I do. I do lose games. It's okay, but at least my army's painted when I play, so I'm all right.
I say that all the time at the coffee shop. People are like, not at the coffee shop, at the game shop, or people will compliment my armies like, "Man, you do a really good job painting." I say, "Oh, thank you so much. I, uh, I know I have a very low chance of winning, so I'm hoping that my army will look good."
Look good. Yeah.
As long as they look good while they die.
Well, hey, that's the big part of any of these games. If you've got miniatures, if you're painting them, then it's part of you. You want it to look good. It's your work. So
For sure.
yeah.
At first, I when I started this hobby, I didn't think I would have any talent for painting just because I've never had any kind of artistic talent or anything that I've developed or cultivated before, skill wise. I've never been great at drawing, painting. Uh, I wasn't especially good at coloring, but I enjoyed it. Um, so I didn't think I'd be good at the painting and the hobby. So I fully bought my armies intending to play them gray. And then I thought I'd prime them, like, oh, at least, black color look cool on them. And then just slowly, it's like, okay, now I want some silver trim. And so my first army was literally just black and silver because, I just went and did the simple things, the trim, the Aquila. And then, more and more, I started to dip into colors and, like really expand out, how I make my army look. And so, yeah, it was really just, I don't know, confidence built up over time.
Well, yeah, the more you paint, the more you're going to get comfortable with it. And I think when I
And then the
started,
more the details go into it, and then you get mad when you can't get it correctly.
yeah, when I first started, I was trying trying too hard, and one day I'm like, okay, if you make a mistake, stop worrying about it. Just paint over it. Just correct it.
That's what
Oh,
I do. I paint black
Yeah.
and then basically have to repaint the same black over and over and over. Numerous times.
Well, I mean, just I tried. I was putting too much pressure on myself when I first started,
yes.
and you know, I
That
learned.
is something I wish I could go back and tell, my past self is I did the same. I would stress out about making mistakes and misstrokes all the time, and I'm like, if only I could have put myself in that mindset much earlier. That it's easy enough to just paint over with your previous color, correct it afterwards,
Yeah,
and that not only is that easy to do, but it's a normal part of the process that many hobbyists do. Now, I think it's because when we watch online, these tutorials and stuff like that, the expert painters that we see painting on camera, and some of them are just incredibly experienced and talented, which is great, and some of it is just edited. They just put in the most efficient parts, and that makes sense when you're trying to teach something, right? You just
Yep.
so that it makes sense that they would just leave in the clean strokes and stuff like that. And we want to mirror that in our heads, right? So we make the misstrokes, and we're like, I'm not good at this. But once you get in that mindset, that cleanup is a natural part of the process. It becomes a lot, not only easier, but that's when it became a lot more stress free and more enjoyable to paint. Is I'm going to stop putting that expectation on myself.
yeah, I agree with you there, Mythos. I mean, that's a very eloquent way of saying it because yeah, if I could go back in time and tell myself, hey, don't worry about that so much because you are right. They're going to edit it because that does make sense. And they're not going to show you where they accidentally were painting this, but got paint on something else and they corrected it. So I've learned now if I make a mistake, that's okay. I go back over them anyways to see if I got to do any touch up. So I'll pick up each model and kind of rotate it around in front of the eye, and I'm like, okay, oh, there I gotta touch this up by bump, or so I don't now no longer worry about it. I'm much more relaxed, and I find I make much less mistakes being relaxed
Yep.
than I do if I was, years ago over stressing. I think my biggest stressor now is I have. You noticed how when you first started, you didn't have many paints, did you, Mythos?
No, yeah,
Yeah,
that color indecision.
I'll bet you got a ton now.
Well, you can see them right there on the
Yeah.
middle shelf.
Well, there's some, but he might have more.
Oh, I guarantee his desk is full of them.
What? No, what? No, I have a very limited color palette here. It's very.
Mine are all under my desk in boxes.
Actually, this is limited to like 150 or something.
I don't have that many.
I have
Does.
two of these big old shelves, and then I have a couple of.
The trays.
Uh, yeah, I have a couple of these trays full, and then I have a desk drawer with ones that don't fit in any of the
Yeah.
in the other any of the
Well,
other
I
two
got
places.
paints all over my desk. There's paints all over Greg's desk. There's paints all over our granddaughter's desk.
Back,
She's learning real well.
but back in the day, it was just a couple of paintbrushes and 5 or 6
Yeah,
bottles
you
of
bought
paint.
that not MDF little paint tray,
No, I bought you an MDF
and
one.
literally all our paints fit in that with all
God,
our paintbrushes. Now,
no,
yeah, no.
not now. There's
And it's it's funny you mentioned that because like not only did we was there fewer paints to start with. Um, I started with paints that weren't even meant, and I didn't understand the difference of being formulated, specifically for miniatures and how they're going to be less thick and goopy, how they're going to be higher pigmented, so that way you could use thinner coats. So I started with your Walmart acrylic paints, and that was even more challenging to try and get smooth consistencies. And like the silver was so light in pigment. I may actually still have that here. It was so light in pigment, my metallics would always come out looking streaky, and I couldn't
Because I still
understand.
use the Walmart paints
some of them, but on your
Oh
as
base.
yeah,
no as a base. I use them as a base
Oh, I don't.
yes,
because
sir.
you can use less of this instead of wasting your good paint as just especially over like the 3D stuff. It's just like a primer basically.
So yeah, so starting from the apple barrel acrylics and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So I still use them a lot on my bases, and even now on the miniature itself, even though I've got like several brands that I use regularly: Citadel, Vallejo, Army Painter, Pro Acryl's my favorite. I still have not found a black I would rather use than the 90 cent Apple Barrel matte jet black. Like so, I tend to buy these little small containers where I thin it down to the consistency I want it. Now I use like a little bit of water and flow improver. At first, before I got actual flow improver, I saw a tip online to cut it with Windex, and so my first batch was thinned out with Windex. Oh, excuse me, but it worked perfectly every time. It is still my favorite matte black to work with.
I think don't you use that as your base for
Um,
your?
for the most part, but I found phonetic matted black. It's actually really good. I love that black.
See that one?
That's the one that's all over my model right now.
Yeah, the Fanatic or paints.
Yeah,
The
paints.
the Army
She,
Painter fanatic.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I think I'm on
Charles
my third or fourth bottle.
finishes Orc War Cards. That's cool. And touch up, he says, whereas extra dark wash to hide as much as possible. Yeah, when you first start painting, it's like you buy like those Space Marine kits, uh, Methos, where it has the 3 models and then like 4 paints and a brush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they still. That's kind of where when it's been, oh my god, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, when Clint gave me them Space Marines. Well, then I was just oh, okay, I got 3 or 4 paints now. There's paints everywhere because before that, all I had was painting was tanks, so it was kind of limited.
Same
But
colors, yeah. Green
your
or
collection
brown.
of paints expands exponentially. Yeah, it's crazy. And basing, and then you learn about basing. And although I do like this stuff here, the Citadel Armageddon Dust texture paint
The texture paint's nice.
for some of the base, like on the Fallout figures. Pardon me, because it creates a texture. Because they're technical paints like the Agrelin Badland, that makes a nice kind of muddy base. It kind of because I've done Elmer's glue and sand and all that stuff, but
Oh yeah. I still have a bunch of sand and stuff,
yeah.
but like
So do I.
I tend to use the texture paste now where I can because it's just so much more convenient.
Yeah, it is. It's nicer because you can move it right up and around the shoes or the boots, and you can do what you want with it. And then it's one thing I do like about, well, I guess it's Warhammer paints now in the bottles I've been buying now. They changed that.
I think I still have some that say
It doesn't,
Citadel.
doesn't say Citadel anymore.
Yeah,
But
my Ruin Lord brass is still Citadel.
well, yeah, it's because you haven't bought the new one where it
No,
says.
this is a brand new bottle.
The other one's just Warhammer.
Yeah,
Fantasy.
my red is also.
But yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's kind of funny when you get into this, how you go from not knowing anything to trying too hard to then you end up with all, especially when you start basing things, all these little things you can put on the bases, the grass and the like flora that you can buy and all this stuff. It's just, in other words, you should, if you're going to start the hobby, you guys have a spare room. You got to have somewhere to put it. But that's fun though too, because I mean, hey, like I said before, you got to spend money on paying bills and all this other stuff. You may as well spend it on something that gives you peace of mind.
I mean, that's kind of basically what I did. We paid our bills. I had actually a little bit of money, so I bought the Knights.
Yeah, she goes, well, should I buy them? I'm like, you work hard enough, go ahead, buy them. If nothing else, it'll be worth the $50 to show up at Keegan's house with those Knights.
Because it doesn't cost me a damn thing to build them.
No points for her to do that. So crazy. So yeah, that is the one thing though about Imperialis. There, Mythos is you're going to get a lot of your mainstream stuff, just much smaller scale, obviously, but you get quite a bit in a box. Whereas, like I said, I would never be able to go out and buy 6 Land Raiders at once.
I would never be able to afford a freaking Knight, much less alone 2.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Knights have gotten crazy lately.
I mean, how much is a box of regular Knights? Do you know?
Regularly,
For 40K.
just for one.
So I saw, and I'm not sure how much in a cast this is. Let's take a look. 1 second.
Well, Mythos is looking that up. Yeah, it's just seem to get more bang for your buck.
Okay, so Castus pattern Knights are the ones like, oh, the Porphyrian. Okay, I thought they were the one size down.
No, these are the biggest ones you can get for the Knight wise before you get to Titan.
So a Porphyrian goes for about, well, those are eBay prices. They might be a little inflated. Let's see if I can find.
I mean, eBay's.
Okay, web store 650, 411
for one.
Yeah.
So you got two Knights
for
49
$50.
Yeah.
Because it was on a flash sale for like 50 or 21% off. What?
And they're fairly large compared to other figures. I mean, it's a fairly large Knight. But you're able to field them, as opposed to.
Of course, Porphyrians are Forge World. They're that special class of resin. So a comparable extra large Knight in plastic, it looks like you can get them for about $150. So yeah, that's about half the price.
I can get 6 of these.
Yeah.
For $150 instead of just one. That and there is none for Tyranids.
Mini Warmut says, isn't Games Workshop starting to crack down on 3D printing of their models? Yeah, they've been cracking down on that. There was a little meme going around or a little skit. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, Mythos, but I can't remember if I did. Where this lady goes into the room with these 2 guys and she wants to buy Game Workshop models.
It's like a drug deal. Yeah.
Yeah, like a drug deal. And he's telling her what kind of models he got. And she goes, well, can it be cheaper? And one guy goes, the dealer, he's like opens his coat. He's got these models. And he goes, are you some kind of cop? and she tears off her face, and it's a dude. He goes, "No, I work for Games Workshop." Pop, 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 pop. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" Yeah, it was just hysterical. Like Game Workshop went undercover to to get rid of the dealer that was selling 3D models of their stuff, and it was just funny. But yes, yes, many more, but they've been cracking down on that. So I guess that too is kind
Lights
of
coming back
why
on.
one page rules is really popular with people that play Warhammer too. Is you can just print your own stuff and it's okay to do it because that's what you're getting is the files to do it. So
And
yeah,
so there are also things that like they're cracking down on things that are the same as what they make or similar enough to be determined as a being a direct copy. But there are still lots of things that they can't really touch at the moment. I mean, who knows how law may change in the future? At the moment, they can't really touch because they're legally distinct. Different enough. For instance, there's a little transport, and that like for the Imperial Guard called the Torox, where this is similar, right? But the back wheels here would have been changed out with tire tracks, or I mean tank tracks,
oh shred, yeah,
Yeah, and so this one's on all wheels, and of course, the design is slightly different. The turret is massively different, and so it's similar, but these 3D prints are legally distinct from the original.
yeah, it's something different.
Kind of like the Dreadnought I sent you the files for.
Yeah, that's a nice one too, man.
I
Nice
still have
cover.
him.
Yeah, he's well taken care of.
He's painted.
But see, if you want to use them, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I mean, I have 3D printed models for the Mechanicum. They're just basically transports anyway. They're close enough. They don't have the big guns on it like I would like.
Yeah, they're
but
a little
other than that,
slightly
it's
different.
pretty
So
damn
she's
close.
adding to her Mechanicum force with, but you can tell the difference. So
But we're also not playing.
what did you have in that box? Just two? Well, the dog chewed one up, right?
Oh, that my first box.
Yeah.
She got two of my big guys out of
Yeah.
that one.
So she only had one. So now you've got what, 6 or 8 of those tanks? But
With the ones that came in the box.
no, but you took the one that came in a box and you set it aside, and then you just
Yeah,
made
I think
6.
with that one, I think I have 9 now. So I can build 8.
Nice.
Yeah, so she just keeps the one off, and she can field the 8. But now you wouldn't know on the table because the actual Game Workshop one is not in there. If you were to put it down, you would see slight differences. But kind of like that vehicle you were showing, there's enough of a difference that it's not, you know,
Yeah,
it's not
and
something like that.
uh, and of course, like with Workshop, of course, I know they crack down on things like that, especially at their events and in their stores, stuff like that. And I try and be respectful if I go into a Games Workshop. I take the armies that are legitimate Games Workshop plastic, just like one of my friends at the game store who works there said, "Oh, surprise! I didn't know you collected Imperial Guard." I'm like, "Oh, that's because I never play it here in store." And the reason I never play that there in store is because a lot of my Imperial Guard, like I was just showing you, are either third party, like
Yeah.
uh, gosh, what's that company that makes the Eisenkern models? Um, War Games Atlantic. So they're either third party, like War Games Atlantic, or they're 3D printed and stuff like that. So
So if you took them into the store, they would definitely go, "Wait a minute,"
yeah,
Yeah. They would know. I bet you they have a scanner, like when you walk through it, scans your items. That little buzzer would go off. Unauthorized models coming into the store. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them to a degree because really, you got copyrights on stuff.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I guess they try to overstep some of it, it looks like. But You know, it is what it is. I mean, all my stuff is straight up just from them. I don't have anything that isn't, that's been printed other than the model you gave me, and that I can put into a fight. But otherwise, I just kind of leave it alone. And the one-page rules, those, like I said, that's what it's for. You download and the
Yeah.
STLs print it all out, and um, I would recommend you have an idea of Warhammer before you play them because it's basically like a side game of it, So
Yeah, nice and slimmed down.
yeah, it just trimmed down a bit. But if you already kind of got the idea going, then you're okay.
Yes, Seven. I would definitely want to paint up a war trike for my orcs one day. Those things look pretty cool.
Yeah, the
I,
orcs look like they're doing better in 11th, right? So
oh yeah, they're doing pretty good. I mean, I think definitely they've got some of that, you know, TLC from being the second, half of the flagship for 11th edition, being Space Marines versus Orcs. So they got some nice shiny new models. They were the first to get their new rules. I'm sure,
Well, they're
like,
also been kind of dumped on
they've
too.
been kind of neglected, yeah.
yeah, and
So
so
it's nice.
and it's kind of the cycle of things. Like, at the beginning of an edition, the first two factions to come out usually a little stronger at the beginning. They get a lot of love and new models at the beginning, and then of course they get their time in the sun. But then as the edition kind of goes on, other things come out and are a little more powerful. And I think it's neat that most things get their time in the sun when they get released, but then also it kind of feels bad when you're on the opposite end of that, like, oh, my stuff was really good, and then it's like, oh, now everybody else has gotten good, so I'm not very good anymore. But
And
like
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but it's like you often say, Greg, like a lot of it is just learning how to deal with the new stuff and adapting your strategies for, the strong new stuff that comes out.
I think that's just what you got to do. That's just my opinion. Is I'm like, okay, like when the Tau, well, a few years back, they were massively, strong to play against, and everybody hated you. That Clinton bought $800 worth of them, but then they nerfed them. But when I played against him, I mean, yeah, it was. You just have to rethink what you're doing and what you're going to use as best you can against, you know, your enemy. So that's kind of how I look at it. It doesn't matter to me if they nerf it or not or do whatever, but uh, yeah, I think as far as the orcs go, they did get love. They got spotlighted, and they are kind of the quirky, like goofball rednecks of the universe. They're fun, and if I was going to do a second army, I think maybe I would be tempted to do them just because they're kind of crazy goofy.
Well, now that I'm playing the Mechanicum, I kind of want to go and get rid of the Tyranids to a point and go and get Mechanicum stuff.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize how strong Mechanicum was.
Well, I never really thought, I'm like, those didn't look cool.
See, I like that, of having picked a strong faction because it looked cool, and I respect that. As opposed to anyone who gets into a strong faction because I want to crush my friends.
See, now I'm doing it because I can crush Keegan. Keegan refuses to play against me pretty much in anything.
Yeah. So
We've tried the one-page rules. He will not play against the alien hives, which I use my Tyranids.
that's because they're basically
Because that's the same thing. He won't play Warhammer with me because of my Tyranids.
It's kind of funny.
And I guarantee as soon as I throw out these guys on the table, because we haven't done one with the Mechanicum yet against Keegan, he's not going to want to play against them either.
So she just having fun with it. She's like, this $50 is worth way more.
Oh,
than
it definitely is.
Minnie Wormuth says if he could have told his early self something, he would have told himself to stick to golf or get into solo RPGs. All of his paint is collecting dust now because he hasn't painted a mini for a few months. Too
He's
busy
been
playing
doing a
games.
lot of RPG stuff.
Yeah, but
That's respectable, though, that if you dip away from painting, you're playing the games. That seems like a yin yang situation.
It doesn't. Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad about it at all because you're gaming anyways. You're just having fun with RPGs. So go ahead. I don't see anything wrong with that. He's been pumping quite a few of those out. So, RPGs are fun. I kind of missed the one, our Twilight 2000 and stuff, but
I miss being Sarge sometime,
yeah.
but I guess
I mean,
you could.
I was going pretty good.
What'd you say?
Well, I was gonna say I miss being Sarge, but I guess you could just put that in a memo and file it as shit we already know.
Under that file.
Yeah, that's the
Or
name of the
actually,
file.
Trix got left out there all alone, still hanging on the side of a building waiting to snipe something.
I did.
Oh yeah, that's right. You. Sometimes you're a little hostile.
I was the one who got the hostage saved while, you guys were fighting each other, basically.
Oh my gosh, Brian says Sarge is a senior citizen now. The senior citizen home. Sarge has stories though, Mini Wormut, so while he's in the home, he's got something to say. That's
The
something
only problem
serious,
is
I
I've
think.
probably already told my stories to everybody in the home already, so nobody listens to them anymore.
Well,
They're
depending on
just
what kind of
like,
home you're in, you could tell them over and over and they'll forget every day.
I'd be having fun
That's
with it.
fair.
I'm
That's
walking
fair.
the door, and when your wife comes up and she says, "Oh, honey, you're home," say, "No, you need to address me as Sarge. Sarge is home."
Lily would throw something.
Yeah, but it'd be just fun, you know. But some of these older people, I bet seriously it'd be if I had the time. I thought about that a while back. Maybe just go on to some of these places. I wish I had the time to go into. I think a lot of these older guys, especially, would like to play some of the like World War II games, the tanks and stuff like that. Bet they don't even know it exists because you got to be bored. Like where Ashley works, helping those people. Really, they're just basically housed. They don't do anything. No one comes by. There's just really nothing for them to do. Not me. I'm going to make sure when it comes time to put me in a home, I'm going to go. Maybe I'm going to go on a road trip, living under a bridge or something, but I'll still have my pains. You just have to stop me from eating them at that point. But
Oh, didn't you hear Keegan said he'd take care of you?
no, Keegan's not taking care of me. He would come in a nurse's outfit, and I'd be traumatized. No, he likes to do things to try to embarrass me, but it's okay. He doesn't realize I don't fear death, so
No, you just fear what?
he goes out of his way to try to humiliate me, and I'm like, it doesn't work. It's okay.
He doesn't fear death. He fears embarrassment.
Yeah, that's what I fear. Try not to embarrass me, but yeah, I don't know, man. Life is fun. You got to have a little fun. There's so much bad news all the time. I get so sick of hearing all the bad stuff that just want to be able to have some fun.
I tell my wife to take me out to the field and look down at the flowers.
Bang.
I appreciate the Walking Dead reference.
Yeah,
And for
that was
me,
a
it would
sad
be
show.
the
I was sad when Carol told that girl to turn around. I'll leave it at that. It was not good. That show was rough, man. It got pretty rough.
no, that was the lady.
I thought it was the kid.
Carol?
Remember the two girls,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sisters?
Wasn't that Carol? I thought
And it
that was
was Carol, and the one girl's sister bit her, and then she walked the young girl out in the field. I won't want to get too graphic on here, but
Yeah, yeah,
as a parent, I was like, no, 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 no. Oh, that was like, no, I couldn't have done that. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
but
That
Mini
was,
Warmut, at least he has a plan in place, Mythos. She might just
for
trick
me,
him and say, look at your zombicide miniature. There's something wrong with it. Then when he leans forward,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because also that kind of happened in the Fallout TV show, where the bounty hunter got the guy talking about his favorite foods he misses from being a human, and he started describing his favorite foods, and then the bounty hunter gave him the mercy shot.
Yeah,
Um, so for
true.
me, it would be like you said, like, oh, check out these Warhammer miniatures, Mythos. Like, oh, these are neat.
What's your
These are
favorite paint on your shelf when you turn around? It's this one. Clear shot.
Well, at
what's the
least if he
best thing
sits
you ever
there what
painted?
you
Let
like.
me show you.
I'm putting a disclaimer on. Welcome to the dark side of the show.
It always
Oh
ends
yeah,
up going dark at some point because Brian does it.
That's Brian's fault.
Keegan. We were just talking about how Greg was going to come live with you after his prime.
Oh
You
boy.
don't know how long Keegan's been there. That's the problem.
Yeah. Ashley's dying to play you in Legions there, Keegan. She's got her mechanic up ready to go. So yeah, it's been a fun, interesting day so far. So I don't know. Makes you wonder. All you guys on the podcast got to wonder what we look like. You should tune in and see. We're just crazy people having fun.
Yep. Greg said that instead of going to a home, he thought, he'd come stay with you, and that, if you were his attending, physician, he hoped you wouldn't be in scrubs like a professional nurse. It'd be more like a spirit Halloween nurse.
Yeah, that's no. Me, that's not giving my ideas. The person you're trying to move in with is no longer in service. Try your move again later, Keegan says. It's okay, Keegan. Yeah. He's got a strange sense of humor. So works though. I don't know.
That that's the other half of our policy of um, we choosing to be around other weirdos instead of normies, right? Like,
Right. Well, it's just more relaxed. I don't want to be quote normal in this world, because they're the ones involved with all the crazy stuff. I just want to go out, do regular stuff, have fun. You know, maybe occasionally sip paint water on the side. I don't know. I'm sure Ashley has done that. I have yet to accidentally
Taste
drink
paint
paint.
water? Yes.
I have yet to accidentally do that.
I've done it to my coffee.
Yeah. You dipped your brushes a couple times because she'll put her cup next to her little Citadel rinse thing, and she's not paying attention. She does this and goes, "Oh crap!" Yeah.
At that point, it's like, well, screw it. I'm drinking paint.
I don't know if I brag about that though. What's wrong, Greg? Nothing. I drank some paint. How are you today? Many moments I just want to eat my hamburger. You realize, many more hamburgers were invented in Iowa, right? The first place to sell one was somewhere out here.
I mean, it depends on how you want to argue it. The hamburger patty, Hamburg,
Yeah,
Germany.
or Germany, or why is the word ham and burger?
Oh my god, I've seen so many of those. I ordered a hamburger and I got beef. I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, where's my hamburger? Some people literally take it that way.
Where's the ham? It's not.
Would it be better to just say, "Come on over to our house. We're barbecuing some meat patties"? Of course, that could be scary too, if you don't know what the meat is, but label it.
I mean, free meat. I'm still going.
Yeah,
What time are we meeting?
yeah. What time are we meeting? Whenever you want. We got to get out there to Texas and have a barbecue. It's supposed to be better barbecue out there, anyways. I'd barbecue a brisket, but because my money has gone to Game Workshop, I can't afford a brisket. Right, Mythos? Let's
Sure, sure.
let's be realistic. We'll walk in the store and go, "I'm not paying $94 for that piece of meat." but we will pay $300 for a box set. So
I mean, that's true. Although, see, the problem is that when you buy the beef, the meal is over within like 20 minutes.
that's
But
true.
you buy the miniature's there forever.
That's true. 20 years
Unless you have
later,
a dog that chews them.
yeah. Well, maybe she has a plastic addiction too. So who knows?
Maybe.
You're very right though. 20 years later, you can pick your box set up and play with it, and the
20
brisket's
years
long
it's probably
gone.
still in this box waiting to be painted.
No, nope. I'm a hobby unicorn. I tell myself that every night since Methos said I was. And I wake up and I try to make sure I keep my miniatures painted. And I'm caught up for, well, other than what you print me. Have you seen that movie, Hail Mary, Methos
Project Hail Mary.
I
Project?
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
Watch
You'll,
it!
you'll have to watch it. It starts off a little slow, but it's the little alien creature's kind of funny. So Ashley printed up uh, the little rock guy in there.
His name is Rocky.
Yeah, in the movie. It's kind of cute. It's one of those more or less a cute movie, and
If
but
you have a heart, you will cry.
she printed out the miniatures. I'm like, where are you going to put these? There's no more room on the desk. I've got
Don't
shelves.
tempt me. I will figure out a spot to put
There's
everything.
literally no room left in this room. I mean, I don't know, unless we bust the ceiling out and add another level.
Don't tempt me.
So
Oh,
uh-oh. Ethos is getting ready to. You look like you're just like I'm ready to take a nap.
oh no. I was just gonna show. I got in this really cool.
Oh,
Speaking of themes that we don't have room for, I got in this really cool Gundam the other day.
nice. You gonna put that?
There was a sale on the Gundam store, so
That's one I haven't really gotten into.
and this is fully
Those are nice
playable. Got all
models.
these figure configurations here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, there's some pretty intricate models. Oh, hi, Kai. How are you? He says hi, Greg and Ashley. Finished his 2 lances of regular battle mechs recently. Nice.
Nice.
Very cool.
And he likes Gundams. Gundams are always good, he says.
Yeah, like I said, I never really got into the Gundam stuff.
There are some cool models, just I only have so much money.
Oh, for sure. I like them because I used to watch some of the Gundam TV shows, especially Gundam Wing when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
and so
Yo, Seven says his wash is done. Now he's waiting an hour and a half, and Kai says family life not so good. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Kai.
that's not good. Hopefully everything's okay.
We don't like to hear that. Sometimes family life is not good. We understand. But what were you saying there, Mitos, before I interrupted you?
I was just saying I started watching the TV show as a teenager, and I've had a peripheral enjoyment of them since then, and I've seen a couple of other series. Gundam Wing was the one I first started watching, but yeah, I've watched a few other Gundam series since then, and like I'm not massive into the figures and stuff at the moment, but I do have a couple of kits like here
Oh yeah.
and stuff that I enjoy. So I've yet to put one together. I've just kind of collected them from enjoying the show and as a teenager, and eventually I'll get my Gundam. I keep saying I'm gonna build a Gundam, my first Gundam kit, but then that just more Warhammer takes over.
You got to get yourself a little like one of those curio cabinets, a corner cabinet or something like that.
Oh, like he
glass. Something where you can put them in there and people can see them.
That's a good idea. I do have a display where I keep a lot of my Warhammer.
So I told Ashley, I said I wouldn't mind getting one of those corner like cherrywood curio cabinets because they'll fit in the corner and they're rounded with glass. And you can put stuff on that.
So I don't know if my phone will show very well, but I've got kind of a display shelving where I keep a
There you
lot of
go.
my Warhammer.
I'd say that looks like one of those square like bookshelf things.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of the ones I got from IKEA.
I'd say yeah, Crystal and Keegan I think still has one. They use it as like a shoe rack.
Oh, nice.
Every time I hear the word IKEA, I remember that from a movie. Uh,
Oh my god.
Night at the Roxbury.
Yes.
She's all IKEA, IKEA.
Yeah.
There you go. I just sent it to you in the Wolf Lords chat in case you want to see it a little closer.
Oh, cool. A little closer up. Yeah, that's kind of what Ashley's getting to the point where she needs to get like a display, something or another.
Why?
And
None of your stuff would never be in there.
I just said you're getting to the point where you need a display. Good grief! Again, you're hostile.
Actually, I want to put another shelf up, but there's not really any room to put one up. Well, maybe I could put one in between, but then the lights covers it.
Well, we'd have to figure out somewhere to put it, something to do. Because some of the stuff is, just pretty nice to kind of look at. If you can get those Gundam kits built, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that at some point. I keep saying this is going to be the year that I build my first Gundam, so we'll see.
You just don't want to be saying that 20 years from now. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to build it last year, but now. Yeah.
We always think we have more time.
That is the flaw with all of us, isn't it? Everything is every day, and then it just ends, and so you just never know. We all think we got forever, but we don't. So you can only do what you can do with what you got, and as long as you're good and your family's good, take some time. That's why when people talk to me about TV and stuff, I'd rather just not. I mean, I'll watch some shows, like I said, don't get me wrong, but TV over the last several years hasn't been my thing, or too many movies, because if I'm going to spend 2 hours I can't get back, I may as well spend it doing stuff with the hobby things I like or something like that. I can always watch a show whenever, but I try to prioritize what little bit of time I do have towards this, because this is what I like to do. It's just, one of those things. I don't criticize anybody for watching movies, by the way, because a lot of people love that, and that's cool. My thing is, I'd rather just be painting and playing. That's all.
Say anymore. We watch it while we eat dinner.
Yeah. In the news and all that, I don't know about you guys, but just get tired of the world's going to end every day. You get tired of hearing all the bad stuff. And it's gotten so bad. The world is so bad that you just kind of try to look for some good, And,
I have been guilty of hyper focusing on the news and the bad stuff at some points, and my wife will catch me, and she'll be like, "Hey, babe, when's the last time you listened to a hobby video? When's the last time you put on a Warhammer video?" And it's good that she catches me when I do that, because sometimes it's easy to feel depressed and just listen to the dark stuff all the time, and doing something like that tend to break up my hyperfixation does actually help me feel better and focus on something positive. So
yeah, I think, and don't get me wrong, to those who are going to listen to this later, I don't mean to not pay attention. G.I. Joe said knowing is half the battle.
oh, for sure.
So being informed of what's going on, I'm very informed. It's actually very depressing. However, I don't want to spend all my time fixating on it, because there's not much I can do. Minnie Warman says just have some ice cream. And we don't got to worry. Look, Methos, Telemachus says the end of the world is next Tuesday. So we're good. We're good for now. And Charles had a near-death experience in his car crash last Saturday. So, yeah, it'll wake you up a little bit. But
Although Telemachus says the end of the world is next Tuesday. Greg, we need to plan our heist. Okay, we're going to break into a Games Workshop. We have to take as many models as we can, and then find the time to build them and paint them and play them before next Tuesday.
not for people who are lactose intolerant. Yeah, that's the thing, Mythos, is all of us gamers, when the world ends and people are running around screaming, we're hitting the hobby stores.
That's right.
Because we know we don't need cell phones and power and all this other stuff with technology. If you got models, you can play in the dirt. You don't need any of that. We lived through that already with our derecho when it went through years and years ago. 9 days, no power. And that's when I put out the oh goodness, Necrons by Candlelight video.
So, interesting thing about that, the last big hurricane that came through, I think Rita, you know,
Yeah,
we were out of power for like 19 days.
yeah,
And at the time, I wasn't into Warhammer yet, but we were into role playing games like D&D, White Wolf games, and stuff like that. And so we set. My brother is Darklight Dreamer. He's been our like main GM for most of our games, especially during that time period. And he set up a game just for like it was basically a one shot that lasted, you know, like a week or something like that. That basically a lot of us got together during the no power time, and we just played games throughout like the heavy parts of the storm, and you know, through a couple of the days of the recovery. It was kind of neat, you know. So help playing the role playing game, you know, tabletop role playing games really kind of helped us keep our mind off of like, you know, the whole stress of going through the hurricane. It was cool.
yeah. It helps relieve. Well, they tell you like in your like your emergency kit, you should have like a coloring book and crayons for the kids. But I'm thinking, oh, I'd sit in color too.
Yeah, oh,
So,
for sure.
oh, things like that that can take your mind off what's going on. Kind of give you a sense that things are okay, anyways, and you don't really need all the power. Like when it happened to us, I mean, most everybody out here they do a lot of camping and stuff. Nobody really panicked. It was just like camping, really. I did see cool things. I seen neighbors who were always at each other over political stuff. They're, you know, stop and work together and cut up trees that were down and cut up firewood. And I mean, it was kind of nice to see everybody put everything aside. And you look around and go, see, people really can just get along, right? Um, so it was kind of nice to me. I didn't mind it so much, but it was interesting.
Exactly, Kai.
Kai, yep, Mythos and me agree with you. He says for all those on the podcast, when the computer industry crashes, you can't link to video game servers anymore, or you can't afford RAM, you can still mess with your minis and play tabletop RPGs. Yeah, and then you can use your imagination because today everything's handed to us, right, Mythos? Everything is like done for you. It's taken a lot away from. You know, I like to use my imagination. That's
Just
my
like SpongeBob said.
yeah,
Imagination.
yep. Telemachus says when the bombs drop, don't run away like they tell you. Head for the center. There will be no food anyways. Or go raid the Baskin Robbins ice cream anywhere, Mutt. I could see Mini Wormut. Me and Ashley and Mythos are heading to the game store. Mini Wormut's heading to get an ice cream.
I can
Or
see him trying
burger.
to. I'll say he's gonna go and try to rob freaking In and Out.
With still burgers. Yeah. Gotta have some food though, right? So I don't know. I think the hobby for me is I just really enjoy the people I have met, like you, Mythos, and all of you in the chat. I do. I get a kick out of it.
Melt the minis to an arrow tip mold.
Get the red bandana. There you go, Mini Wormut.
I don't know if I have enough metal minis for that. I might get one or two arrows out of that.
The problem is, Mythos, is even when you go to do it, you'd be holding them and going, I can't. I cannot.
Yeah, it's true. It's
I
true.
put a lot of time into these models. And this guy can do this much damage, and he has this specialty, and you know, I can't melt him. Shame on you, Mini Wormut. That'd be like us telling you to tear up the mini RPG papers, you know,
You need to set
for a
set it on
fire.
fire.
But you
I
know,
have a friend of mine who collected the original Sisters of Battle from back in the day, and the Sisters equivalent of a dreadnought. It's called a penitent engine. He has the original metal engines, and these little dreadnought things were solid. I mean, solid metal. Well, anytime
wow.
we play them, you know, we joke about how he could literally pick it up and use it as a mace if he were ever attacked in the game store.
You can defend yourself with it.
Yeah, for
I mean, if
sure.
it's completely solid.
That's just, oh man, you could definitely lay somebody out with that.
Yeah, I kind of,
That's probably why they stopped making them in metal.
I
People
don't
were
know.
You,
probably getting hurt.
I
I
think
was about to say, you get mad for losing the game, you chuck your dreadnought at somebody.
That
I
would
don't
be
know
Keegan.
what happened to Keegan. He threw his mini and broke a window.
Threw his mini, bounced off the wall, and knocked him out.
Those are slingshot ammo, Mini Wormut says. Keegan, what are you gonna raid? He says, I'm just gonna raid the, I don't know. He's gonna raid something.
Local game store.
Local game store. There you go. I figured it'd have something to do with energy drinks. Because Keegan, he's an energy drink person. He likes those. Either way, we're all okay. The normal people are once going to be in trouble. They're going to be panicking, not knowing what to do. And I see all these people doing things like preparing, like get your ham radio, and it's not like ham radios could be shut down. Don't bother with it. Go get yourself a CB, portable CB, line of sight. No one can jam it. See what I mean? Us war gamers think. What do you do in this situation? Because we learned it in games.
Unfortunately, my memory of Smokey and the Bandit isn't so good. So if I do get a CB, can't remember what to say after Breaker Breaker. So
You just have fun. Breaker, breaker. This is Wolf Brother Hobbies. Come in over, and then you'd hear Ashley, Methos, you got a radio too, and Ashley and Methos would be like, "Damn it, I can't get away from them." Yep. I don't
that's
have.
good. I would want to.
Yeah, we'd have to figure a way to communicate, but it'd be fun. Not too worried about all that other stuff. I mean,
Breaker Breaker. Any takers?
good one, Telemachus. Mini Wormwood says, I played a bit of post-apocalyptic games. I am now post-apocalyptic certified. Yep. That you should print a certificate out, Mini Wormwood, and frame it on your wall. I think that would be good. Well, look at Fallout teaches you to do what? Live in a post-apocalyptic world. What's Warhammer teach you to do? Live in a terrifying, destroyed world. What does Zombicide teach you to do? Live in the aftermath of some sort of, infectious thing. Play Zombicide, you'll learn how to survive. Anyone says, you're right.
Good point. It's a good point.
Unless you're freaking Brian and decide to go and commit suicide.
Oh, she's still upset with you, Brian. When you
We
decided,
were winning!
and Brian was tired of playing the game, so he ran off to die.
To be fair, he was on
And
his feet. the
Methos
whole
went
time,
and joined him.
Warhammer has dudes with 4 hearts. Yeah. Well, do you hear about genetically modifying everything these days? They're doing it with people, maybe Wormwood. So hey, why not? It still teaches you survival skills, all these games. It still teaches you a mindset of, we can get through it. I mean, you'd have to, right? There's no other choices to get through whatever it is. And like tomorrow's Monday, got to get through work tomorrow. So
I was going to say, well, Warhammer has Imperial Guard. They're normal humans, but their attrition rate is horrible because that's
yeah,
kind of the reality of being a normal human in that world is many of them don't last long.
it would not be fun, Mythos, by any means, to live in that version of a world or universe yet. It would be terrifying. Oh, Yo7 has the first version of Zombicide painted, and he's never played it. Wow.
I need to finish painting my Zombicide.
Mini Wormut just slammed you, Ashley. He says, Ashley, zombicide's for people making their moves quick, not camping.
I didn't camp. When the hell did I camp?
Ashley kept running in a circle that one day.
I was training.
Yeah,
That's not camping.
but
I'm not Keegan.
But what failed was they had the dogs.
Dogs caught up to me.
Brian was like, "You can just give up now. You're gonna die." Ashley, no, I got this. 4 rounds later, dead. But at least you made it. You tried.
Got further than all you assholes.
She goes, I tried to train him. I'm like, this is not, zombies online where you can get up to run after you.
I did until the dogs trapped me.
He says, yeah, you were running in a circle and I already knew you were dead. That's what he's saying. She just had to give it a shot there. Mini Wormut, that's all. She doesn't give up too easy.
No, I don't. Not when it.
You were literally a walking dead in the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Mini Wormut, I don't know, I'll have to ask Methos. Do you think Mini Wormut's one of those guys in a zombie apocalypse who'd shoot his friend in the knee so that slow down the zombie horde?
Yes.
Possibly, Brian.
Nah, I think he'd be the mentor kind of guy, But I think he wouldn't go out of his way to baby them. I think he'd be the, if you listen to me, you might make this out alive.
He just admitted he would do that.
See?
He says, I like watching you squirm. So he'd be more like up there with the pair of binos looking out going, I told you were going to die. Yep, you're dead. If it's me or you, bye-bye, Greggy. Oh, wow.
It reminds me of that old joke about two men are attacked by a bear. One drops down to a kneeling position and stops to tie his shoes. And his friend is like, what are you doing? You can't outrun a bear. I just have to outrun you.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I mean, it's the truth.
I just have to get past you, yep. Thanks, Mini Wormut. I learned to stay away from Arizona during the end. Yep. Imagine living life like that, though. Really, I mean, it would be quite interesting to have to survive every day. Still, we would find time in the wasteland to play a game. Just the way it goes. Right, Mythos? Even for bottle caps, we could sell minis.
Sure.
He's all, whatever you say, Greg.
No, I was just thinking, I imagine in like a wasteland, kind of scenario, like you find an old game store. People have already gone in, raided the energy drinks, raided the snack section. Of course, probably raided the register. But like I imagine in an old world like scrounging type of scenario, I imagine a lot of people would have skipped over the plastic minis, so we could just go in and just start unloading them from the shelves.
Be like, this is even more precious than gold. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get any until that happens. Yeah,
people are trying to look for super glue to close their sutures. We're trying to find the super glue to put our minis together.
Outbidding somebody in an off-world auction for glue. Why are you so hostile in your bidding? I need it. I have hundreds of minis to put together. Yeah. That's just because we have it in our heads. It'll be okay. We'll make it one way or the other. So, coffee. We'd have to find a place with coffee, though.
No, yeah. So in the Last of Us 2, the main character's daughter approaches him while he's on his porch, and he's like, "What you drinking?" And he's like, "Coffee." "Where'd you get that?" "Trader." "Oh man, how much you pay for that?" "Way more than I care to admit." I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, in a post-apocalyptic world, having been without my coffee for, however many years, I'd probably be like that too. Like, oh yeah, I would probably invest a significant portion to be able to taste coffee again.
Well, yeah, for a few moments of just relaxation, right? Just a little. Yeah, I'd be in trouble. So maybe I should try to get a loan to open up a hobby store and coffee shop at the same time, and then they could have tables for gaming. And yeah, I'd have energy drinks, but I'd still sell coffee.
Oh, for those who don't know, The Last of Us is another post-apocalyptic world game. So, yeah, that's instead of zombies in that world, they're fungal creatures that are basically zombies.
It's always something. Minnie Wormut says he still likes or loves watching World War Z.
I still need to watch that.
Isn't that the one with Brad Pitt?
Yeah, World War Z.
Where to watch World War Z?
Amazon Prime has it. I don't know if it's free, but I know they have it.
It says included with Prime, so yeah. And I've got Prime open on another tab because I was watching Reacher last night. So,
Reacher's good.
I'll
Huh?
say that is a very good one.
oh yeah, it was on my list to watch for a while.
Yeah, we were like Reacher. We'll try that. So we watched all the seasons on that, and now we're just waiting for the new one. But it was actually better than I thought. You have to look at it for just as a show, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And World War Z Mini Warmut is open in another tab for me to watch after the show.
He says you'll like it, Methos.
Good, good.
Minnie Wormut says I like to walk into a coffee shop without that musty smell. What musty smell? I don't. I just smell coffee.
What kind of coffee shops are you being in?
The ones in my mind.
No.
Well, the squirrels built one in my head like a nest.
No, Brian. If it's musky.
Well, I don't know. He's probably in a bad side of town or something. Who knows? Are they really selling coffee? And maybe he's trying to sell people that plastic sprue stuff and get them addicted to it. Like a game dealer. I have this underground RPG. I'd sell it to you. Charles says Dark Winds on Netflix, most excellent. 4 seasons. Dark Winds. Dark Winds is the bomb, Minnie Wormut says. And he also says you brought up having a hobby shop with a coffee shop. Oh, hey. So he was gonna slam my hobby shop with a coffee in it as a musty smell. Shame on you. Well, we could do a piratey theme and then the musty smell would be okay.
Oh.
Right? Guy says I should watch Dark Winds. It's based on crime novels. Oh,
I'll have to watch. I'm into the crime
I
kind of
don't know
stuff.
if I want to give Ashley any ideas on how to.
How do you know 200
crimes.
ways to kill you and hide your body and get away with it?
Help me, Methos. I'm blinking for help.
So
Keegan says The Last Ship on Netflix is good.
never heard of that.
Is that the one where it's a current like military naval ship? I think after some sort of incident. I think going around. I have not watched it, but I think I know what he's talking about there. Reacher's kind of fun. By the time you're done, you'll be waiting for the new one to come out.
Are they working on a new one?
Oh yeah, they've been working on it since like last year.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's in between those other shows or movies he's been in. They're doing another season of it. And of course, we're all waiting for the new Fallout too. So
Well, the Fallout we're not getting until probably the end of the year minimum.
Wormut says yes, it's based on the 1970s Navajo reservation here in Arizona. Winslow to Gallup, New Mexico.
That's cool.
So a crime novel on a reservation. That might be interesting because you really don't have access to reservations, you know what I mean? So makes you wonder how they handle things. That might be interesting. Okay, Keegan's referring to The Last Ship as it's based on a virus outbreak.
Oh, nice.
I believe they didn't get it because they were at sea or something like that. I'd have to check it out, but I don't. We watch some shows. Oh, Keegan with no brain.
Wow.
I still got to finish off the Peaky Blinders, and they're making a, or did make a newer one too.
Oh yeah, I got to. I think I got to the beginning of the second season, and I still need to watch that.
Yeah, it's kind of an addictive show, huh? I just haven't been able to. I like the acting in it, but it was just haven't had a chance to finish that. So it's all good. Like I said, we do watch some things. I just don't tend to. I don't tend to spend as much time doing that. Oh, whoops. Maybe Wormit says I thought he was talking about Darkwind. Sorry, Keegan, with a brain.
Wow.
Jeez, Vinny Wormit, you're on a roll. Speaking of rolls, sometimes he rolls really bad for me on these games that he has me in, and sometimes he does really good. But
I was so enthused with the way he rolled my character in Demon Slayer. That was so cool.
good rolls. Yeah, it's kind of nice when you're in a game that someone else is playing and you survive something.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot he was in Peaky Blinders. Definitely, rest in peace, Sam Neill. Absolute legend.
Sam Neill, which one was that?
Dr. Grant, Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He just passed.
Merlin. That was
Yeah,
cool.
he was known.
Uh, one of my favorite horror movies, sci-fi horror movies of all time, uh, Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It was one of those, and of course I watched it as a teenager, so definitely a younger mythos, but like it really, I don't know, it was thought provoking because one of the lines Sam Neill says in that is, "Hell is a word, but what hell truly represents, one can never truly imagine." It's just like, be done. It just got kept me up that night thinking,
Huh.
what is that? Like,
Yeah. That's sometimes you'll hear these things and it'll cause you to think too.
yeah,
Quite
it
a
was
lot.
really thought provoking.
Charles says he needs to watch Merlin again. Uh,
Yes, I that was the next one I was going to bring up. Kai, In the Mouth of Madness was so good, and I think that is a really underrated horror movie.
See, I've not seen that one, so I don't know. What if it's John Carpenter horror film?
That one I think was really kind of especially I guess some of the ways they did some of the like makeup and special effects. That one really got me. Uh, was my first real experience with like body horror that really stuck with me. Like there's a lot of like, especially a lot of these days body horror is done by CG and stuff like that, and sometimes body horror in older movies was done by makeup and stuff like that, and it was just like easy to overlook, obvious costume stuff. But for some reason, the In the Mouth of Madness, like body horror stuff, like it stuck with me.
Well, some of the way they did some of these old films, it was pretty bloody on some stuff. And
Oh, for sure.
the fake stuff now, the AI, CGI, and all this, it isn't the same as what they put into, quote, special effects with the makeup and the masks and all this stuff. Because now it just doesn't look realistic. But a lot of it in the past, some of it was pretty bad.
And don't get me wrong, CGI can be done well to
Uh-huh.
look really good, but especially in things like horror movies and stuff like that, they don't take that next step or that higher budget to really polish
Yeah,
it.
I'm not
I
knocking CGI. Just sometimes it's better. It looks
It's
better
cheap.
when it
Oh,
you
for
a
sure.
scene shocks you and you're like, oh my god, this was so bad, bloody. It's
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Uh,
Kai says Mouth of Madness has tips of the hat to Lovecraft and Stephen King.
I think the Lovecraftian aspect to About the Madness is uh, one of the things that makes it one of my favorite horror movies.
The Thing. It's all the practical effects was incredible. Kai says, "Yeah, it's interesting what we grew up watching and how to me it's just interesting how things have changed a lot." Um, but yeah, I'm one of those people that thinks there's good sides to AI, which they could use for good. But I've also been around a couple hundred years, and I know anything that's used for good gets turned. I've watched things that could be really great be turned around really bad. So I'm kind of just waiting to see the end result of all that. But as far as storytelling, and you see all these stories people are putting up on YouTube now, they're all AI generated, and some of the stories I've listened to while I've been painting and stuff or doing something are interesting, but you can tell it wasn't written some that it didn't flow like it was written from a person. Like it's quirky. For now, I'm sure that will change though. Oh, Minnie Worma likes the paranormal horror movies. Greg stays away from all that stuff. Terminator, I Robot. Need you say more? No, not really. Charles is horror. Nope, life is scary enough without me watching a horror film. Yep.
I mean,
What's horrific is when you're running the air conditioner and get your electric bill, and you're like, ah,
ours wasn't that bad.
yeah, but when it's more than what normal, we're just kind of lucky where we live too. So, uh, other states, their prices are more, so it makes a difference. What did Minnie Worma say? Because that Minnie just moved on Methos' shelf right now. A miniature moved on his shelf. Big Minnie on the third shelf. Better be pulling our leg there, Minnie Worma. But if things start moving on the shelf, take them outside, Methos, and let them on their way. We'll get you another miniature.
What did I move up here?
Huh.
I know earlier in the show I moved some stuff there and there. 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember what I moved. Yep, it's gone. I'm not sure what it is. I moved.
Horror films inspire great minis. Minnie Worma says that's what I mean about paranormal movies are the scariest. Y'all get quiet and freaked out for a second. Well, no, I've seen enough real life documentaries to know there's things out there, man. I've talked to people who've had experiences, so Greg just is like, there's things I like, but there's things I know to stay away from. How's that? That's just my personal opinion for entertainment purposes only. But I'm telling you, Mythos, if the minis on the shelf move, let them go. We'll find you money to get more. Take them outside and let them run. And it
I
could
don't know. I always thought the whole Indian in the cupboard thing was cool. Like I'd probably be down for that.
you'd probably like
I
that.
would be to a point. But that was kind of a messed up movie.
Walking down a long hallway and you get the tingle on your neck. And you're all, whoa.
No, have you guys ever had a paranormal experience?
Yeah, I get that tingle on my neck and a cold feeling minutes before Ashley shows up at the house. I'm sorry. I know Brian's laughing now. You could just, I love you.
Yeah,
It's just,
man.
I know when you're heading my way.
So coming from a Thai family, like my family, like for several generations, we all believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff a lot. And I have heard my mom, my grandmother's, my aunt's stories about interactions that they have had where they felt like they encountered a ghost. And man, okay, so I had one where I was in the a hotel in a motel in just outside of Buffalo, and the in so we have this little travel advisor app where we book everything on for work, and the picture on the little travel advisor app that we use for booking our trips looked nothing like the place I ended up going to. It was a much more rundown version. I'm talking about like there were some windows that were like just completely blacked out and stuff like that, and it was like it was very very rundown. um, and it definitely, like, there were hordes of teenage guys in the parking lot in like two groups. Like, okay, this definitely feels like the kind of place where shady stuff goes down, right?
Yeah.
And not to mention just like the look and smell of the place on the inside. It definitely, like I said, like it definitely had that vibe that shady stuff happens here. Um, and anyways, so the first night I slept, everything was fine. The second night, I kid you not. So I had, I was dead asleep. Also, for some reason, the window wouldn't close all the way. I was up on the third floor or something like that. So like no one could really get to me. But for some reason, the window wouldn't close, and I'm um, dead asleep, and I could swear I heard someone talking behind me. So I woke up, right? And I'm looking around, and no one's in the room. And like I was like, okay, but I wasn't awake enough to like. I was really convinced someone was there. I turned on all the lights and stuff around me. You know. Okay. Turn off the lights again. Go to sleep. And just as you feel that connection, like you're drifting off from awake to asleep. I swear, like right behind my head, I heard it sounded like a giggling, and not like a small child giggling, like somewhere older, like maybe 10. I heard a giggling, like literally right behind my head. And I was suddenly awake. I jump out of bed. I turn on all the lights. I'm
Yep.
looking under the bed. I look in the bathroom. I look in the little wardrobe. I'm like, I check everything out. I look, even though I know I'm on the third floor, I check the window that can't be closed. I like, it was like a giggle, like it was like the sound of a young boy giggling, like a kid that had run away with the prize, like just like I heard that kind of like giggling, like right behind my head. Man, even though I know, like my mind was like, okay, the window's partially open. I'm like, it's of course there's no one out there. I'm on the third floor in the middle of the night, right? But my brain was trying to make sense of it all. And
Wow. Yeah.
so, anyways, I'm awake for like 20 minutes. Like, okay, there's no one here. I'm still checking most of the time. Like, make sure the doors are locked. Even I've watched a true crime. I'm big into true crime, so I watched a true crime thing before where there was a woman living in a space between the walls that opened up from a mirror.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Yeah.
going to both of the. There's like a full length mirror and then a mirror behind the bathroom. I'm like tugging at like the mirror and stuff like that to make sure that there's not like a panel somebody can disappear through. Right? Nothing, of course. Okay, so I leave on all the lights and I start to go back to sleep. And again, I am just on that edge of
Yeah.
maybe falling asleep. And it took a while for me to start to fall asleep because I was still keyed up from thinking I heard somebody in my room. And then, right about where my calves are, I felt, the feeling of when somebody gets on the bed next to you, the way your bed kind of sinks a little bit. I felt a pressure on the bed next to where my calf was. Again, I hop up, I look for somebody. I was like, you know what, we go to work early today. So I got up, I
Yep.
packed up, I went to work. It was like I wasn't supposed to be at work until like 7 a.m. I got up at 4 a.m. It was okay. I could be early today. You're going.
That's enough. I'll see. There's things that will mess with you. It probably laughed a little bit when it realized it was getting you woke up. I don't know. Charles says he
Yeah.
sees dark shadows in the house, huh? Thin walls. And Keegan says time to go. Play plasmaphobia. You're a ghost hunter and you are hunted. No,
I
that
love Phasmophobia.
have you
I
played
think
that?
yes. Oh yeah, I used to play it a lot.
Oh,
Uh, if you guys ever decide to play on, it's a PC game, unfortunately, so it's not console. But if you guys ever decide to play, I think it's just PC.
is it?
Wait, is it console?
I don't recall that on console, but maybe is it like on Steam or
Huh?
is it on Steam?
Okay, they did release it on console.
Oh, they did.
The
Xbox.
Steam and it's on console now. So yeah, you guys, if you guys ever interested in playing, we could play together. I'm just saying.
Honestly, there was one a while. I don't remember. Probably at least 15 years, 16 years ago. It was on the PC where you had to take pictures of ghosts and try to release them or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
remember the name.
similarly with this one, you can take pictures. Like you're just basically looking for three kinds of evidence to identify a ghost. And so some of it is pictures, some of it's sound recordings, some of it's like looking for fingerprints, that kind of thing.
Telemachus says they have new ghosts, so
That's awesome.
if you
I
haven't
think the
played,
last time my wife and I played was when they first came out with the diner.
oh well, yeah. I mean, your experience there. I've had some experiences. I've just like my grandmother. One of my grandmas was really. She was heavy into dark stuff, So if you go to her house, you felt like you were being watched all the time. I actually watched the eyes in a picture would seem to move and follow you, and I don't know, man. A couple of things like that have happened off and on. So I'm like, I just
That's
try
pretty
to,
cool.
huh?
I
It
said
was
that's pretty cool that you've had those
it
experiences.
was well they were they literally the eyes would move on the picture, but she just had been into some really bad stuff. So you ever drive along, you're driving and in the rear of your mirror is someone sitting in your back seat, but there's no one there. And she just crazy stuff. So Greg, it's just Greg's personal opinion. I avoid things that might be doors that say, "Hey, I'm interested," because yeah, no, I've had a few things that have like that's okay. And
Uh,
Charles is all now. I'm gonna have nightmares. I'll probably dream of remarrying my ex.
Kai says Malaysia and Thailand both. My father says he was possessed by a spirit once.
Oof, yeah, that's not something
Hey,
I want.
well, it's cool to meet a fellow Asian with some spiritual beliefs in their family. That's cool.
Now we're glad you're here, Kai. It's nice to see you when you join in, and hopefully, whatever's going on at home, it gets worked out for you. But yeah, so I don't know, Mythos. It's an interesting world, though, isn't it? Right? I mean,
Oh, for sure.
for sure. You, I wake up every day going, "Okay, today's a good day." I've had people ask me, "How come at work you're kind of cheery when it gets to be crappy?" Because I woke up. Other people didn't. So if you wake up, you got the day beat. Like it really doesn't matter, even though we get angry about stuff. It doesn't really matter. You woke up for the day, so nothing else. It can all be handled. I try to just not over stress anymore too much. A tabletop RPG called Chill. You investigated the unknown. It was fun. Oh, Penny Warmup might try to play that.
I love that Charles's nightmare is a dream of remarrying his ex.
We're sorry, Charles. We weren't trying to scare you and give you nightmares tonight.
It's funny because that's a very relatable one. I think many people could identify with a nightmare of an ex.
He says, exactly, Charles says, I'm thrilled as all hell to wake up in the morning. Yeah, so when you do, other people didn't get the chance, so it's all good. Rest of the day is good. At least that's how I try to look at it. Doesn't always work. You still get upset a little, but at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, made it through another day. Right, Mythos?
As opposed to the alternative.
I don't know. He's telling you that's not funny, Mythos, about his ex. I thought you've been going to the casino with her and dinner and having a good time, Charles. You've been telling us. So you never know.
Well, it doesn't mean he might be enjoying his time with her. It doesn't mean he wants to remarry her.
Many Mormon says, my nightmare is I walk into a store in the country bound to sell Oreos. Well, there's knockoff Oreos, right? There's other other forms of Oreos. I think you'll be okay, Mini Warmut. Yeah,
I
things
miss
can be worse.
Oreos. Darn you,
Oreos,
diabetes.
yeah. Oreos dipped in milk. I used to like doing that.
Oh, for sure. That's the right way. You got to dip it.
Let it get
Okay.
soaked.
Or, yep.
Do you ever take the Oreos and take them apart and take the cream out and make your own double stacks before they used to make the double stuff
Oh,
ones?
yeah. I have done that
Yeah.
before.
And then they came out double stuff, and I'm like, darn it, you guys ruined my fun.
You would still take them like that and still make a massive
Yeah, but
one.
then it's too rich that way. I like doing it on my own. They took it away. You have thin Oreos. What is a thin Oreo, Manny Warmut? I guess I haven't seen one. Like a diet Oreo?
It's the same cream. It's just really thin of the cookie piece.
Well, then it's not an Oreo. It's half an Oreo. It's hard to have a couple of them. My A1C is down to 7.1, so you're happy. That's good.
Nice.
I think mine hovers around 12 or 13. I don't know, Manny Warmut. Just saying, if you're going to splurge, you may as well eat a real Oreo. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it.
He's also managing his diabetes, though.
Yeah.
Not to put you just out
It's
there.
supposed to be diabetes. Is that how that guy would say it? My
Yeah.
mom has diabetes, and well, I'll take her somewhere, and she'll order all this. I'm like, Mom, should you be eating all that? I'll only do it once or twice, and because she's, it's gonna be 79. And you go to the house, and she's got cookies and all this stuff covered around. And she's always, my blood sugar runs 300 to 400 all the time. I'm like, well, probably, eliminate some of the sugar. But she's determined to slide into the grave with a donut in one hand and a cup of coffee with cream and sugar in the other. So it's all right.
Unfortunately, I have terrible insurance, and so I can't get any of the good diabetes medications. So I got to really manage with diet.
Try to manage your diet better. Doesn't that
Yeah,
suck that the insurance does that, right? That they charge all this money every month,
yeah,
and then you can't get the stuff, and you see where the insurance companies now are going to not pay for anesthesia during a surgery if it takes longer than they think. Like they have a blue book for surgery. Like it
that's so
takes around
crazy.
15 minutes to change the starter. Well, it takes, I mean, first of all, the people making the decisions are not doctors. They're just people working for the insurance company. So how does that work? But they still want us to pay, right?
No,
So
for sure.
free clinic if you have one in the area is all I can say. Because then at least you'll get the good meds or things that you might need. Do you have
Well,
one of those?
my doctor tries to prescribe me the good meds all the time, but it just keeps getting knocked down by the insurance company.
Ah, that sucks. But insurance companies are all about the money. We should maybe make our own gamers insurance, right? Find a startup company that'll insure all of us gamers.
You know, especially, I mean, you know, we gamers are relatively lower risk for accidents than, say, people who are dirt biking or mountain climbing or, you know.
Parachuting, or those things look like fun. You ever see the videos where they just jump off? And
Nope.
I'm like, that looks
That's
like fun, but I feel like I'd be in one of those old Wile E. Coyote things or whatever. You pull the chute, all these pots and pans would fly out, and Greg would plummet to the ground. So
I keep taking my poison once a week, Ozempic. I wish I could get on Ozempic. Um, I enjoyed. I had a trial of Manjaro for a while before my insurance decided that they weren't going to approve it. But yeah, I wish I could be on the good stuff.
well, at least you're taking it regularly. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I want to get off my blood pressure meds. I don't like having to take them every morning, every night. I'm just looking for, been doing a lot of research on things I could eat differently and blah, 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 because I don't want to be on medication forever. Besides, it's a lot to remember. Take X amount of pills in the morning and something at lunch and something before you go to bed. And you got to do it every day. Yo7 says he's been able to listen to all of it and respond not too much. That's okay. Well, thank you, Yo7. We're getting ready to end it here. Methos needs to eat some Oreos, and we got to figure dinner out or something. But yeah, we kind of go all over the place. That's the point, I guess, just to sit and chit chat. So,
Yeah, I've been enjoying the conversation. Thank you for having me on.
no, I'm glad you came on, Methos. It's been a while. By the way, your package should be there Monday. I think you'll like what we got for you. Have fun
Looking
with
forward to
it.
it.
You'll have to put some of that stuff back there to use. That's all I can say. I'm going
Interesting.
into shock with an A1C of 13. I don't know. It's been as high as 18. Wow, didn't go into shock then. I was just joking when I said that earlier. Anymore, I have no idea what my A1C is. I said 13 or 14. I was just harassing them. Thank you for liking the show, Yo7. And you guys check out Methos's web or his YouTube also. It's Wolf Brother Hobbies, and his show is every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Yes,
And it's a good
7 p.m.
show. We try to
7:30 now.
the zero sugar coffee creamers suck. Yes, they do, Charles. They do. And some of the zero sugar stuff is not good. Ooh, keep an eye out for Mythos' next Demon Slayer adventure.
Ooh.
Okay, when's that coming? Mini warm up before we go. Like in a couple of days. We'll give him a chance to respond. Yeah, I'll have to watch it and see what happens to you next, Mythos.
Yes.
Mythos has 5 more demons to conquer.
Looking forward to the next battle with the new axe.
Isn't it interesting in life? People are always telling you got to battle your demons and fight them, and here Mythos is. Literally, even while he's at work. 5 more, huh? I bet they're going to get increasingly harder. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end it. And Telemachus, I sent you a package probably Wednesday. Um, Charles, Ashley's still working on something to send you. We're just trying to give you guys some things to have some fun with.
Well, thank you so much.
3 to 4 days. Yeah, we 3D printed this for you. You should like it. All right, we'll let you go. You guys have a good rest of your night. Mythos, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. It was nice. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And you got to fill us in. That would be something. I'm going to leave Mythos with this. When you're going out of town on these business trips and you're checking out these little local hobbies, maybe do a little 30-second short on, hey, I went to this place today or something. You know what I mean? You could upload from your
Oh,
phone.
hey, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah.
Because, I mean, you get to go see places the rest of us ain't. So maybe you could just put your thoughts on a game store.
well that, and if someone watches and they happen to be in that area and didn't know about it.
Yeah, it would help inform other gamers who maybe don't know about that store. And it would give you content too while you're on the road.
That's a good idea.
All right. All right, you guys. Thank you, Kai, Charles, and everybody else. Minnie Warmont, take care also. And we will see you guys later. Have fun.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Later.
Wait, wait. Greg has to do this first because,
Other one.
yeah, I made a boo-boo. Hold on a second.